Once you apply for your UK visa and your visa is approved, you get your passport back with an accompanying letter stating the conditions of your visa. Amongst that is a very important one, which is no recourse to public funds. This is something that some people don't take seriously. They just take it lightly and just, ignore and move to the UK. But it's so important that even on your BRP, you will see it's boldly written, no recourse to public funds. And if you have such on your visa, if that is a condition of your visa, please and please stay away from public funds as much as possible. It is very important that you get to know the things that are public funds, because this is confusing sometimes. Some people don't even know exactly what is public funds. They take everything as public funds, but you are also entitled to some benefits as well. You should note that, because I've seen situations where people go to a government office and they give them a cup of tea and they're like, I don't want, because this is public funds, I'm not entitled to public funds. Or even a situation where somebody's child was offered free flu vaccine and she said she didn't want it because she's not supposed to get public funds, right? She has no recourse to public funds. So you should understand things that are public funds and things that are not, because one of the consequences of accessing public funds where you're not supposed to is deportation. There's a recent case on my desk and I really want to share it with you guys, of course, so that you can take something home and not make the same mistake. So just like every other person, this woman moved to the UK on a work visa, and obviously if you're on a work visa in the UK, on your passport you will see it's boldly written, no recourse to public funds, right? Study visa, skilled worker visa, minister of religious visa, global talent visa, and the rest of it, right? She moved to the UK on a work visa, and of course she wasn't supposed to access public funds, but guess what? She did, and she had to bear the consequences. We'll be discussing the details of this case and everything you need to know about public funds in the UK, so please stick with me to the end so you will get all the information. My name is Tochi. You're welcome to my channel. Please give this video a thumbs up if you get value. Share it to everyone that benefits from it, okay? To all my returning subscribers, you guys are welcome back. If you're yet to subscribe, kindly do so, because I share content on how you can move to the UK, life in the UK, and all the good stuff. So please consider sticking around with me. Before I continue, this video is brought to you in partnership with LemFi. LemFi is a reliable app that me and my friends and family use to send money back to Africa. So LemFi allows residents of the UK and Canada to send money to Ghana, Kenya, Nigeria, Senegal, Ivory Coast, Cameroon, Benin, Tanzania, Uganda, and Rwanda at zero fees. Yes, there are no hidden charges at all, and the recipient receives the money instantly. So LemFi can be trusted in times of emergency, because you won't have any problems at all. The recipients will definitely get the money immediately you send it, and they have the best rates that you can find in the market, so you'd always get your complete value for money. I've been using LemFi for a while now. I can guarantee you that it's very fast, it's easy to use, and absolutely safe. It's secured. Your money is safe, so you don't have to worry about scammers or losing your money or something like that. You are safe. You can ask around. So to get started, you can download the app with my referral link in the description box to get 10% cash back on your first transactions above £100, capped at £50. So if you send £100, you get £10 back. If you send £200, you get £20 back, and so on, capped at £50. Alternatively, you can download the LemFi app directly from the Apple App Store or Google Play Store and enter my code Tochi to benefit from this offer. So hurry now and download the LemFi app and begin to send money to Africa for free. And don't forget to use my code Tochi. So guys, as I was saying, this lady moved to the UK on a work visa and she has 2 children, right? Things got a little bit tough for her, because you guys will agree with me that it's becoming really tough living in the UK. In fact, living anywhere in the world, there's inflation, the price of things are really high. So people barely survive these days. And imagine you don't have access to public funds, like you don't have access to government help and all of that. It can be really hard and frustrating, right? So she just went and applied for child benefits for her 2 children, so she can be getting benefits from the government, okay? Of course, it was approved. She started receiving the benefits, and they paid her every week for her children, right? So she continued collecting the money and enjoying the benefit until it was time for her to apply for her indefinite leave to remain. That is for her permanent residency, right? And that was where she got the shocking revelation. She got the shocker of her life. She was asked to pay back all the money that she had received so far. Her application was withheld, and she was asked to pay back that money before her application can be granted, right? So this was her own punishment. yours might be different, because I've come to understand that these people look at each application on its own merit, right? So your own might be different. What you are asked to do or your punishment for accessing public funds when you were not supposed to might be different from her own. This was her own punishment, so she was asked to pay back all the money, and it was not small money. Okay, she had to go borrow money. She started looking for this money, she had to pay back before her application was considered. So please, my point is, stay away from public funds as much as possible, because sometimes the consequences that might come with this might not be favorable to you. And remember that this is the condition of your visa. That is why you are meant to show proof of funds before you enter the UK. Before your visa is approved, you're supposed to show proof of funds that you can take care of yourself, take care of your accommodation, feed yourself and your family. Okay, so that proof of funds shows that you don't need the funds from the government to take care of you. You can take care of yourself, right? So if you're on a study visa, you're supposed to show proof of funds. So that is why you actually show proof of funds on the study visa. Your work visa, the same thing. You have to show that you can maintain yourself and your family. In fact, most UK visas actually expect you to show proof of funds, that you can maintain yourself, you can take care of yourself and your family, you can afford to pay your accommodation and everything without depending on the government. This is because, honestly, if everybody begins to depend on public funds, on UK welfare benefits, there's going to be a problem, right? They just want to make sure that their own citizens are well taken care of first, right? And that makes sense. Okay, it will get to a time, if you get your ILR, become a British citizen, if you are qualified, you can actually apply for these public funds. But until then, please stay away from it as much as possible. And some people also tell you that they don't know exactly what public funds are and what are not public funds. I'm just going to show you guys from the UK government website, so you will see exactly what you should stay away from. And I'll also point you towards some of the other benefits that are not classed as public funds that you can access, okay, so that you don't confuse it. So this is public funds. This was updated on the 5th of October 2023. If you have permission to enter or stay in the UK, it may include a no recourse to public funds condition. Those who do not have permission to stay in the UK and require it will also have no recourse to public funds. The no recourse to public funds conditions means you will not be able to claim most benefits, tax credits, or housing assistance that are paid by the state. Okay, there are exceptions to these benefits, but if you are in doubt, you should contact the department or agency that issues these benefits, right? So public funds for immigration purposes include the following: benefits open to new claims. Here you will see universal credit, state pension credit, personal independence payment, attendance allowance, carers allowance, disability living allowance, housing benefit, health in pregnancy grants. Now, also note that if you're pregnant in the UK, you have access to free dental care and free medication. Your free access to dental care and free medication and free health care when you're pregnant is not public funds. Okay, it's always good to ask questions if you're not very sure, but you must also understand that most of these English people, they really don't know like most of these immigration rules and everything. So it is your duty to always understand things that are public funds that you're not supposed to have access to and things that are not. Okay, because sometimes you can go and ask them and they don't even know, and that is why they would give it to you. Because I remember when I first moved into the UK, my husband was calling the council to add me to one of the bills, okay, and then I hadn't even started working, right? They now asked him, are you working? He said no, and then they went ahead to ask him if he was happy for me to get benefits or someone that wasn't working, something like that, and he said no, that we were not entitled to that. Guess what? At that point they didn't even know. So that's why I'm telling you that most of these people don't know. It's now up to you to always stand on your grounds and tell them, see, I am not entitled to these things, because they would offer at some point. The only people that might have an idea, only those that are into recruitment and all that. So the other ones are maternity expenses payments, funeral expenses payments, cold weather payments, winterfell payments, budgeting loan payments, and then these are the other ones. Here you have severe disability allowance, income-based employment and support allowance, income-based job seekers allowance, income support, child tax credits and working tax credits. Then other benefits, you see child benefits, social housing and homelessness assistance, council tax reduction schemes and all that. A discretionary payment made by a local authority under section 1 of the Localism Act 2011. So child disability payments, adult disability payments, carers allowance supplement, Scottish child payment, funeral support payment. See guys, everything is here. So these are public funds for immigration purposes, so you should stay away from this. And I know that people usually apply for child benefits, housing allowance and all that. Please, you're not supposed to. Those are classed as public funds. Okay, so they also went ahead to write that public funds do not include benefits that are based on national insurance contributions. National insurance is paid in the same way as income tax and is based on your earnings, right? So the following benefits and statutory payments are not considered public funds for immigration purposes. So these are some of them: new style job seekers allowance, guidance allowance, maternity allowance, okay, state pension, statutory sick pay, bereavement support payments and all that, and also the lifetime ISA, right? And some of them, I've made a detailed videos of some of the benefits that are not classed as public funds that you can get, so you can watch. I'll link in the description box so that you can also see it and know these things, because people miss those benefits because they think they are public funds, but they are not. It's your entitlement, so you should know them so that if you meet some of these requirements, you can claim them, okay? But these other ones that have been expressly classed as public funds, please stay away from them, okay? For your own good. It's very, very important for you to have seen the visa condition and accepted it. It just shows that you have said, oh, I'm going to abide and stick to the conditions of my visa. So you should do that as long as possible and wait till it's time for you to have access to these things. When you get your ILR or British citizenship, as the case may be, whenever you are entitled to apply for them, then you can actually apply for them and start enjoying these benefits, okay? But until then, please stay away. I'm also aware that there are some organizations that are really fighting and saying that it's a bit unfair for migrants not to have access to public funds because they are contributing to the growth of the economy, they are paying their tax and all of that, right? Because they're also arguing that it's really difficult sometimes surviving in the UK. You know, house rents are going up, feeding is becoming so much difficult that some people can't even afford to buy jackets for winter or heat up their homes. Salaries are not increasing. People work so hard and end up spending all they have made paying bills, you know, things like that, right? So they just need a little bit support from the government from time to time. You know, they're just asking for things to change a bit, for the government to reconsider, but you know, nothing has been done or said on that yet, okay? So for now, what we know is that on your visa, the condition of your visa is that you don't have recourse to public funds. So please stay away from it, okay? Just always remind yourself and tell yourself that no matter how bad it gets, you are not supposed to take this. Just see it as something that is not yours, okay? And find a way to survive without it. I just hope that none of us gets to that situation. Look for ways to survive, pick extra shifts, you know, start a side hustle, do something to make extra money, and we will all be fine, okay? I hope this video actually helps, and I hope you've learned something from it. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye bye.